What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Trey here back again with another video. And yes, I'm coming here today to talk about the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks has finally won a championship. And they haven't won a championship since 1973. Congratulations to them, bro, because they endured a lot, especially during the Patrick Ewing years when they was literally on the brink a couple times. They just couldn't get over the hump. They made two finals appearances, didn't get done in either, right? Like, I think one was against the Rockets, then one was against the Spurs, and then you already know from what happened from the 2000s, they really couldn't make noise. The 2010, that's where Melo came into a fray. They still they couldn't get out the second round. So it was just a bunch of bad years to stack on top of bad years, constant draft bust, and then they finally was cooking with something when they decided to get Julius Randle. They signed Tom Thibodeau, and then it was trending towards the right direction. Then, Tom Thibodeau obviously wasn't the coach that they was looking for to win a championship. Got rid of him. Well, actually, during this time with Tom Thibodeau, it was a couple that got Jalen Brunson. And then, like I said about Tom Thibodeau, he ended up getting the boot. They got Mike Brown, and that's how Mike Brown was able to optimize this roster way better. This roster at no point ran out of gas. It just felt like all their players had some type of energy because guess what? They was actually getting rest. You cannot expect your players to be full capable to make plays if you're not trusting your bench. And I feel like that was the biggest difference between Mike Brown and Tom Thibodeau. Even though the bench at times probably didn't step up, but that's normal. They're not going to step up every game. But you got your Deuce McBride. He didn't step up in the finals, but throughout the playoffs, he most definitely did. Landry Shamet, I feel like his performance definitely tailed up in the finals as well. But guess what? Both of them was still getting play time because both of them was necessary to try and give Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and OG Anunoby some rest. And then you have Jose Alvarado who came off the bench as well. He was making clutch plays. He was the reason why they was able to come back in game 4, right? So, yes, just the constant, and then, of course, you have one of the best backup big men in NBA with Mitchell Robinson. The constant, substitution patterns, this player go out, this player go out. They wasn't heavily relying on Jalen Brunson, and that's how you can get the freaking championship. You cannot rely on one single person no more because the defense is too smart. You have to have some type of motion to get the player open to create. You can't just do stagnant isolations all the time. You just cannot do it. That's just very taxing on superstar type players, right? You just can't do that in today's game. And we obviously saw that with Shea a ton. That's why the Spurs were able to key in on him a lot compared to Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson, he was definitely one of the best players. He was the best player tonight. I mean, I'll make that clear. He was the best player tonight. But he was one of the best players on the Knicks. But guess what? Once they offense started flowing and stuff, that's where they got to take drive kick out game. OG Anunoby started going off. Mikal Bridges had some games. Carter Towns had some games. Their offense was just I wouldn't say unstoppable, but it was dang near unstoppable. I'll tell you that. And then when everybody was just chiming in the best they could, that's where Jalen Brunson just took them home, and they came back once again in the freaking Game 5 victory to clinch the championship. So I just feel like the Knicks should be. Well, the Knicks, because the Spurs, I feel like they're going to make changes, obviously, to their bench. But they obviously know that a deep bench is what's going to get it done. But yeah, teams like the Knicks, the Spurs, the Thunder, teams that are deep, that's the formula to freaking win championships. You cannot freaking win with top-heavy rosters no more. I don't think, besides I want to say the 2020 Lakers or the 2021 Bucks. Like those, in my opinion, was the really top heavy team, and you can say maybe the Denver Nuggets as well. But I know for sure that the Lakers, I want to say Bucks, and I want to say the Nuggets because I feel like the Warriors are pretty deep. They just had like a bunch of injuries throughout the year. But yeah, you gotta have defense. If not, you're going to be lagging behind, and it's already gonna be hard enough to keep your roster, especially after winning the championship, because folks gotta get paid, and then when folks gotta get paid, folks gotta get offloaded. And it's probably a chance somebody still gonna get offloaded from the championship team because Jalen Brunson, he's up for a contract extension. And after what he just did in the finals, he's definitely gonna get the money he deserves because he took the sacrifice to try and get everybody on this roster. Guess what? Now it's time to cash in. And yes, and the Knicks gotta do right by him because he took one for the team. Now it's time for y'all to do right by him since he won the finals and won the finals MVP and looked good majority of the playoffs. So yes, I feel like the Knicks definitely turned some heads, even though it really shouldn't have been a situation where they shouldn't have been turning heads because in my opinion, I always felt like the Knicks was on the equal footing of the Thunder and the Spurs. Yes, of course you would rate those teams higher than them tier wise, but this was not gonna be like a dog fight. I mean not a dog fight. I mean a dog walking series. I don't know why folks thought that. Like the Knicks was dominating teams in the East. You can say the East teams are weaker. Oh well, these teams was like, okay, for example, the Cavs, for example, it was a top 3 seed. They got dominated. I don't understand why folks are so quick to diminish a team that folks probably just, they don't have the flashy name. Like, the Knicks once again proved that if you have playoff experience, because this Knicks team, as the core of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, they have had experience in the playoffs together multiple years. And guess what? I don't know why the natural progression, was not. How can I say this? I don't know why folks overlook their progression as a team. It was just like how the young teams, for example, like the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? How they progressed to being a tanking team. Then they would add some pieces to their roster, and then boom, they became a finals contender, right? Look at the Golden State Warriors before that. They was incrementally getting better until they got over the hump. Why do folks not see that with the Knicks? Because if anything, this should have been the year. That's why folks are putting so much pressure on the Knicks to make it to the finals, let alone win it. This was the chance because if they couldn't get to the finals this year, they was never gonna make it to the finals, and that's where folks had to get traded. They definitely had to get traded in that situation. But the fact that they was able to overcome the noise of people doubting them, because I feel like folks was doubting them all season, no matter how you slice it. I feel like folks was down them all season. And able to beat the Spurs team, who has one of the best players in the world, I just feel like that's definitely an accomplishment. That's definitely gonna up Jalen Brunson legacy a ton. Like I just feel like this is gonna help him a lot. And then overcoming the noise about 6-foot guards cannot win in the league. I just feel like that was malarkey from the jump because Jalen Brunson didn't even have a chance to freaking progress. Just get through his playoff struggle. Well, he himself was a struggle, but like the teams in general had to overcome some struggles to actually get what they had to go. Every team has went through it. I'm not sure why Jalen Brunson was not allotted the chance to actually work through the team struggle to get over the hump. I don't know why, but We have to overcome that narrative. But yeah, I will say congratulations to the Knicks. They absolutely deserved it. I just don't like how that owner got the championship. But the team itself, though, I have no problem with. The Carthy Towns story throughout the playoffs, very touching. Glad he won a championship, especially how that Timberwolves situation turned out with Jimmy Butler and stuff like that. Like it turned out very bad. I don't know if they got like a talking relationship or not. I don't know, but like overcoming the loss of his mom, like it like mom and family members, like that was a very touching series. Then you got Jalen Brunson, how he had to overcome like being a small guard and like a wing lead. Like folks realize this is a wing lead, right? Like the talent pool, like if you not like a jumbo guard where you can like handle the ball and create your shots as like a 6'7" or a 6'5", 6'7" guard, or you not like a jumbo wing, like if you got 6'7", 6'9", can handle the ball. Like folks realize they automatically like go like favor that over the small guard any day of the week. Like, and that's just the way it is. And I got another video talking about that, about the the big wing, big guard creative stuff. I got a video on that. But yeah, congratulations to the Knicks. Hopefully next year they can be in contention again. I feel like they could be in contention again, depending on where Giannis goes. If Giannis decides to go to the Boston Celtics, the Knicks might be in a little bit of trouble. But other than that, I just feel like they're good because the pressure, I know they're going to have to overcome some struggle because Tyrese Halliburton, I'm not sure what shape he's going to be in because Tyrese Halliburton does not look in good shape right now. I'm not sure when he's going to be fully back to himself, but folks expecting the Pacers to just like turn the page once Tyrese come back, especially since they don't have a top 5 pick no more. I don't see how this is going to go well for them. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Congratulations to the 2026 Knicks. Now, let's turn the page to the Spurs. Now, the Spurs, I'm not gonna harp on too much. This was their first real run as a playoff team. They got a bunch of young guys like Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Wemby, let me see, Carl Bryant. And I'm not sure if they got many more after that, but the fact that they was able to like get this far in year one is very impressive. Since they have to like go through like a real struggle or a real heartbreak to like to progress. I feel like they was progressing like each and every playoff series they was playing this year. Well, like they was growing up before our eyes. Like most folks could not believe this because usually you have to like pay your dues in the playoffs to like get to the next level. I feel like they wanted to win now, and I understand why they feel like that because you just don't get chances like this every year. You just don't. So yeah, I just feel like huge gratitude towards the Spurs. They definitely, I can't say they definitely going to be bad because nothing's guaranteed, especially in this NBA where if one player get paid, that means some other players getting shipped off, right? Very very unfortunate times. I just feel like the Spurs, they definitely gonna have to make changes to their roster. I feel like they need to add way better bench depth. I really do think so because Keldon Johnson, for him to be a 6th man of the year and just him just not living up to that billing is very, very disappointing. And Carl Bryant, he was only like 20 years old. He very raw. So like you shouldn't be expecting much from him. But yeah, man, they didn't go after like a Derrick Jones Jr., P.J. Washington. Let me see who else. Like they need to go after guys like that to like actually turn the page on this team, because I just feel like with AJ Harrison Barnes, like I said, with Keldon Johnson disappointed, Carl Bryant who's young, and then like who's after that? Like it's already looking iffy for De'Aaron Fox, and this is where the main criticism come from this playoff run. De'Aaron Fox, even though he helped a ton with like controlling the ball and stuff like that, not having as many turnovers, he played pathetic. This is I understand he had ankle injury. I understand that. But even before the ankle injury, he did not have the burst necessary to to be like who he was before coming to the Spurs. Like I've never seen like a downfall this bad since Ja Morant. He could not get to the rim. Like I remember watching this guy when in his first playoff run. I'm talking about it looked like nobody could freaking keep up with his speed. He had like game breaking speed. Like when Mike Brown wanted them to turn on the Jets when he was the coach for the Kings, they turned on the Jets. I remember a couple times I was getting frustrated because the Lakers just could not keep up with his speed whatsoever, especially after makes. And that was the most frustrating. Like, he's not that same player no more. And his pull-up jump shot has never been consistent in his entire career. So the fact that you have a decline guard, can't get to rim as much, right, and he's heavily reliant on pull-up jumpers, I don't think this is a recipe for this turning out good. I do not think so. This guy, if this is who he is, he needs to really lock in on this jump shot. I'm not saying he's not training. Every player trains their jump shot, but he gotta get it to a level that's like automatic. Like he gotta shoot at least 35-37% from three, and like at least like 40 from mid range, 40% from mid range, at least. Like he did absolutely nothing. I cannot believe how bad he played throughout this series, besides one game, and actually throughout the playoffs. If I'm being real, he did nothing. He just did enough in key moments to like keep them afloat or win the game. That's it. I don't know, bro. Like, because obviously they cannot get off De'Aaron Fox right now. I don't think they should get off De'Aaron Fox, because ultimately you're gonna have to give off a pick to like even to get off that contract. I just feel like they don't need to make necessary. They don't need to prioritize a move off him this year, but I know that next year they're gonna have to try to prioritize moving him, because if this is his decline is this steep, like I don't know where can you go from there. Like I really don't. This is too steep of a decline on a championship team. Too steep, right? Dylan Harper, he obviously looked like the best guard in this team. And I already knew he was the best guard in this team because, to be honest with you, Stephon Castle, like his style of play, I'm not sure like how that is gonna go. Like obviously he improved his jump shot, but like him driving, like I just feel I wouldn't say he seek out contact, because that's the point he's foul bait. No, I just feel like he relies on brute force ball instead of like having crafty finishes or like come to the jump stop and stuff like that. It's just too much brute force going on. Like compared to him and Dylan Harper and Jalen Brunson, you can tell who was the smoothest, right? And you can tell who like relies on their strength to like get to him. Like you can tell, clear as day. But yeah, bro, Victor will be young, but here's another young player. Like I just feel like his offensive game is still too raw. I just feel like if he can add like a face-up game, like he could be like a Dirk Nowitzki. He don't need to be a Hakeem Olajuwon and stuff like that. He don't need to play with brute force like folks want him to do. He's just not capable of doing that. If you can get him on the perimeter and if he can sell more plays where he can attack from the mid-range or have him face up a ton and attack from the post, he would be better for it. He's already a great defensive player, elite defensive player. Of course, he's not gonna be able to guard guards on the perimeter because he's 7'5" and have a long wingspan. So I just feel like that's impossible. But yeah, bro, this entire Spurs team, they just need to get better, especially as they age. They need to add more depth to the team, which I know they most definitely will. But yeah, that's really all I got to say for today's video. Congratulations to the 2026 champs, the New York Knicks. If you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Trent. I'm out.